You hear that? It's not so loud right now. Every once in a while, it picks up and gets much louder. Sometimes for a small amount of time, sometimes for 20 minutes. It's fine. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. They're running lines. That's what they're doing. They're running lines outside of our house. They've been doing it in the neighborhood. It was like a week ago or so that they had been like coming down the road, and I was like, okay, they're going to get to our house soon. And then on the day that they were supposed to do our house, I thought that they did our house. And then things just stopped for a week because of the holiday. And I was like, okay, I guess they did it. I was wrong. Today, they're at their house, and the big generator thing or whatever it is they're using is like in front of our mailbox. It's actually in front of our mailbox. Like, we can't get mail, so I guess they'll move at some point. I don't know how this works. But it's been real loud. We did breakfast stream this morning, and everyone on breakfast stream was like, oh, we can hear that. And I'm like, yeah, I imagined you would be able to. The problem is, it's loud up here, because it's like right outside the window here. But at least I'm up, because I'm on the second floor. But it's loud enough that it bothers me trying to get anything done. It is very troubling to Mallory. Now, fortunately, Mallory's done painting, and she just had to wrap up her full version, which I just finished. And trying to work on it in her room and get it all finished up was like, oh my god. Especially when the louder starts. It's difficult. So we actually talked about like leaving the house because it's so loud and obnoxious. The problem is it's really cold today, and there's definitely some other days this week where it's going to be much warmer, but of course the day that they're doing this, it's a little chilly, so we're like, I guess we'll just stay in, and we don't know how long they're going to be out there. It's not going to be forever. So in the meantime, you know what's coming. Yes, that's right. Mallory decided that she would play Red Dead, which honestly, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. So she's just going to play for a little bit. I mean, her full version it's exporting right now, but it'll be out today. So, I mean, that got done. So it's not a big deal. But we'll get that released, and then just kind of go from there and just wait and see what happens with this loud, obnoxious sound. Oh, by the way, wanted to apologize because I had something wrong the other day. 2 days ago, I think, on the vlog, Mal and I had talked about Face ID, how it compares to Touch ID, and one of the complaints that we both had was that, it doesn't work in the dark. And I had comments and messages on Discord and messages on Twitter, tweets, that were all like, what are you talking about? Face ID works in the dark. And I was like, what? No. So last night I tested this. I went into the bedroom. It was at night, and we had all of the lights off. There was no light on in the house. It was pitch black. I got my phone. I set it to the lowest brightness. Relocked my phone. Held the phone up to my face, and you guys were right. It unlocked immediately. It is based completely on infrared. It doesn't matter the amount of light in the room. It can see you even when it's pitch black. So, some of you had hypothesized that the reason it wasn't working is because it could not see our entire face. And now, upon retrospect, I realize that you're right. The reason Mal and I have been having trouble is because, in our use case of laying in the bed, we're like on our sides and like leaning over to get the phone and looking at the phone. And apparently, if your face is smushed into the pillow on your side, Face ID is going to have a problem. So, in our use case, it still doesn't work, but at least we know that it's user error. It's not any fault of the phone. It does mean that you kind of have to... You're laying there like a corpse, and you have to like kind of like lift up and like a like a mummy rising from the dead in order to get the phone to see you. But if you do that, it will work. So everyone that brought that up, thank you. It led me to do the test myself and find out that yes, indeed, Face ID does work in the dark. It has nothing to do with the light. And if we want it to work in bed, we will just kind of have to like lift up a little bit, which is a little uncomfortable, but not deal breaking. Is it better than Touch ID in the bed? I guess not. I guess that's one place where Touch ID might win that battle. It's been hours. Oh, the thing is still parked in front of our mailbox, so I doubt we've gotten mail. And the mail normally comes by now, so I guess they'll just hold our mail. That's fine. This is all fine. So it's a little bit later. Eventually that noise did stop. I am hopeful that they're done in front of our place, although I'm not sure because the noise ending kind of coincided with the end of the workday.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. We'll find out tomorrow. There's some good news though. We got some turkey chowder. After every Thanksgiving, Mom takes some of the leftover turkey and makes turkey chowder. And we got some. She dropped it off today. So we're having that for dinner. Certainly an unusual day. It's not the sort of day that you can really plan for because we basically have like a forced half day.
Yeah.
Because we basically did not do anything at the beginning of this day. Mal played Red Dead and I watched, and that was fun. And then at some point I fell asleep on the couch for a small amount of time. Now we get to eat dinner. Eating dinner a little early, and then we'll I guess we'll work tonight. And like it's fine. There's nothing that's like terribly pressing, life or death gotta do, but it's just, you know, you can't plan for these sorts of things. And it's if we had known, since we went out shopping, was it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
If we would have known, we would have done our shopping today. Because then it would have killed the time. But it's fine. It's fine. At least there's turkey chowder. That's a plus. What? You sweetie? Yeah? You're a sweet one. You're hungry because you're starting to annoy me just a little bit. You're just trying to get attention. I understand. Also, don't know if you've heard, but today's the 1st of December. So I'm going to say a quick shout out and a huge thank you to all of our Patreon producers. Their names are scrolling along the bottom of the screen now in a direction that I cannot remember. This way? This way? It's got to be one of the two. I'm just not sure which one it is. If you're watching and you'd like to learn more about Patreon, how you can support Mal and myself and the perks that come along with that, there'll be a link on screen now or in the description of any of the videos on the vlog. And also, thank you. We appreciate it. I was talking on Breakfast Stream earlier today about how every month in 2020 has felt like a mini accomplishment. And also, we've been a little astounded at how quickly it's moved. So at the beginning of every month, it's like, oh man, can you believe it's this month? With the exception of a few months in the spring where it literally felt like time slowed down. I think for the most part, folks would agree that otherwise, those months notwithstanding, like the year has went pretty quick. But this is the final month of 2020. This is the final time that we get to say, oh man, can you believe it's this month of 2020? This is the last time that we can do this. And, you know, 2021 is not a magical time. I know that there's a lot of stigma and baggage now associated with 2020, and probably rightfully so. 2021 won't automatically fix all of the world's problems. Many of them will still exist, but it is hopeful. It is hopeful because there is that stigma. There is that baggage associated with the year, and people are ready to see that date turn over. They're ready to see that 0 turn into a 1. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, give it another shot. And I understand that because I'm mentally right there as well. That being said, I'm still going to try and make the most out of December. I'm still going to try and, even though it's the weirdest holiday ever, I'm going to try and let some of that holiday spirit, that festive spirit, flow through me in whatever way I can, and, just try to embrace it in my heart, which probably sounds super, super corny and cheesy, and I'm aware of that, but I'm going to do my best, because it has been a hard year. And as we look to the horizon of 2021, and we all are crossing our fingers a little bit tighter, maybe so tight that there's starting to be pools of blood formed between our fingertips. I'm hopeful for the future, yes, but I'm also going to try and be as positive as I can about the last month of 2020, December. And there's one thing that this year has taught me a little bit, and it's to be appreciative of, the things I have. In the hustle and bustle of life, I think sometimes we forget certain things that we have access to. We take things for granted very easily. And it really takes an event like this to take even like the simplest of tiny joys away from you to make you reappreciate them. So don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to spin this. There's been a lot of bad this year. But I'm trying to take the good that there's been and use it to reappreciate some things, if that makes any sense. One of the things I've reappreciated a lot this year, and especially in these last few months as it's started to get a little colder, hot chocolate. I think I'll end the day with some hot chocolate. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?